We're on.
All right. We're on a roll.
When were you born? What year?
1945.
1945. And you grew up somewhere around here? Yeah?
Yeah.
Like Randolph?
Yeah. Well, no. I was born in Randolph, and we lived there until I was 5. Then we moved to Northfield, and we lived there until I finished the 6th grade, and then we moved back to Randolph. And I finished school in Randolph.
Okay.
So I had the better of both towns.
Yeah. So you kind of, you got both.
Yes.
That was nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know how old your parents were, approximately?
When I was born?
Around then, yeah. Just when you were growing up.
Oh,
you know, 30s, 40s, just...
My mother was 30. I think she was 33 when I was born, and my father was 63.
Yeah. And how many siblings did you have?
I have one sister, and I have 2 half sisters and 2 half brothers.
Were they all older than you? Or?
Oh, much older.
Yeah. Like.
Way older.
Yeah.
Because my father was so much older. He'd been married twice before.
So this is his 3rd marriage.
Yes, it was his 3rd marriage, and he had those kids, so.
What did he do for work?
When I was born, he was retired.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Before that, he had worked on the railroad.
Oh, that's cool.
He drove an oil truck, and he worked in Brookfield. It was Green Trails then. The horses there, I don't know what they call it now, by the floating bridge.
Yeah, the floating bridge. Yeah, that's still Brookfield.
Yeah, but it was called Green Trails. It was an inn.
Oh, so
and they had horses that you could ride, and he worked there, and that's where my mother met him.
Oh,
because she worked there.
Yeah. What did he do for the railroad? Did he do construction or drive a?
He was a conductor.
Oh, he was a conductor. That's pretty cool.
I have a picture at home of him.
Oh, really?
In the whole.
Oh, he even got the outfit.
Yeah.
That's so cool. How do you think that your communities have kind of changed over time? Like where you grew up, are they like bigger or smaller or more developed, more roads?
Much
stores.
I can't really say too much about Northfield. It's probably developed a lot more. Most of them have. One of my half brothers lived out of town on a back road, and we would go to see him. And I know now, if I went out there, there'd be so many houses and new roads that I probably couldn't even find the place.
Yeah.
There was a lot more stores right in Northfield when I lived there.
But now it's more like houses and stuff instead of like shopping.
Yeah, like right, around the park there. There was groceries. There was a First National. There was a Grand Union, an appliance store. All these stores around the park, and
they're just kind of gone.
They're gone now. There's a few specialty shops, but that's it.
Is it like that kind of with Randolph, or is there?
In Randolph, where the Cumberland Farms is, used to be a big apartment house. It was called the Mansion House, and that's where my parents lived when I was born.
Oh. That's gone now?
It's gone because Cumberland Farms is there.
Oh, wow. So they just...
Yep. It's down and they built the Cumberland Farms.
Oh, wow.
And where the Randolph house is, where I lived, there used to be 2 huge apartment buildings, and the top floor of them was level with the street, and there were stairs that went down the sides of the buildings.
Oh, wow.
So that you went down and you were on like the 4th floor, and you went down, you were on the 3rd.
Oh, so they're like kind of like underground almost.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
This side you'd be underground, but the other side would be facing what's the parking lot for
Randolph House. Went downhill or something?
Yeah, they were built like in the bank.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I've never seen that before.
At the Randolph House, if you go out the front door and you look down, you can see the remains of some of the stairs still there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Do you think that? Yeah. Do you think that the kind of like community feeling has changed a lot?
Community feeling? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it like more secluded, or is it more like clubs and activities and stuff, or is it like how do you think it feels compared to
the feeling?
Yeah.
I don't think it's friendly, but it's not people so willing to help each other.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
When I was growing up, everybody just helped everybody and never thought anything about it. Now if you help everybody, they want to be paid.
Yeah.
You know, it's...
So there's more like neighborly kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Neighbors helping neighbors.
Yeah.
That's nice.
That's the way it should be, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh. Where did you go to high school?
Randolph.
Randolph High School?
Yes.
Yeah, is it called the same thing?
No, it was called Ranger Randolph. It was called Ranger Randolph Union High School. But now they dropped the Braintree and it's just Randolph Union.
No, it's just Randolph Union.
Yeah.
Did you go on like a lot of class trips or anything, or?
Didn't really do a lot of. Yeah, your dad told you how I was on course.
Oh yes, I love that story. I thought that was wonderful. Were there like a lot of classes you could take? Because I know at U32 there's like all these art classes.
There's so many. Yeah, I know. No, there wasn't.
Yeah, it's kind of like
It
standard
was like
curriculum.
college courses, commercial courses if you wanted to be like a secretary or an office person, or general, which was the easiest. And you picked out of that category your courses. We only needed 16 credits to graduate, so.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
So you could take 4 classes.
You could graduate in like 2 years if you wanted to.
They wouldn't let you do that then, because you would have the credits and then you'd get part of a credit for gym and.
Oh, so you still had like PE classes?
Yeah,
and stuff?
I had PE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember what kinds of classes did you take? Was it still kind of like algebra and English?
No, I took math and science. I took the commercial courses. I took shorthand typing.
Oh, really?
I hated it.
Nobody likes the typing classes at U32. Yeah, these like little orange covers and.
Yeah. I thought, and you know, my typing teacher had like a hand that had like one finger on it. And that man could type like you couldn't believe.
Wow.
And shorthand was okay, but it was. I'm glad you don't have to take that anymore.
How old were your teachers? Like, were they generally older or younger? Or male, female? There's not a lot of male teachers these days. Were there more? Like when you were in high school, or?
You know, my driver's ed teacher would take me and my girlfriend out driving.
Oh, yeah?
It would be the two of us. And we'd be driving. He would take turns and all. And he'd say, stop the car right here. He'd get out, walk around the car. Calm his nerves. Or we'd go off street and he'd say, stop the car, and he'd go in the store and get some gum to calm his nerves. To her, you drive too fast, and to me, he'd say, you drive too slow.
Oh, no.
Yes.
I think driver's ed teachers always have the most stressful job. What did people normally do for, like, after-school jobs? Like,
we didn't have the opportunity to have after-school jobs like kids do now.
Oh, really? They just, like, wanted positions, or?
No. You could work at the hospital as a candy striper that was in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
You did dishes and delivered trays.
So kind of like nurse helpers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even, maybe you could work in, I can't think of anywhere.
Yeah. And I feel like Dad had a business or something.
Yeah, if your parents owned a store or something, you could work in it, but
yeah,
there wasn't the opportunities for kids to work like there is now.
Mm.
But there also wasn't the businesses that there are now.
Yeah, now there's like McDonald's and chain restaurants and stuff.
And there were no computers, so there was none of that, and there was no video stores.
Yeah. All the places where it's like easy to figure out what you're doing.
We didn't have all those. We had a grocery store and a clothing store and like Belmain's. But there wasn't.
Well, what did you guys like to do? If you weren't working or anything, what did you like to do for fun?
We hung out plus in Randolph. There was a little restaurant called The Spot.
Oh, really?
And that's where everybody hung out.
Oh, that's cool.
And then over beside the movie theater in Randolph, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's the Napa's in there now, but on the left side of the building, there was a little restaurant called Pud's. And your Aunt Amanda and I used to go there every day after school, and we hung out.
Yeah.
They had a jukebox, and we would.
What kind of music was popular? What did you like to listen to?
50s and 60s. like Herman's Hermits and the Beatles. And,
oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Popular stuff.
That was popular.
What did you guys see at the movies?
Elvis Presley.
Elvis? Yeah.
Yes.
He was the hot shot those days.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about, like, books and stuff? What kind of like Harry Potter is the big thing today? What kind of things do you like to read and stuff? Was there any, like, popular fiction?
The Bobbsey Twins.
Oh, yeah, I think I might have read some of yours.
Nancy Drew.
Yeah, Nancy Drew.
Honey Bunch. I had some Honey Bunch.
Is that another, like, series of books?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, I had some Honey Bunch. She was a little girl.
Oh, that sounds really cute. Did you have any, kind of, like, standard books that you read in school? Like,
did they say you're going to read this book?
Yeah, like, To Kill a Mockingbird and stuff is pretty typical.
No. You had to do a book report. You could go to the library and pick your own book.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
That's nice to independent study and stuff like that. How old were you when you first got married?
18.
Oh, really?
Yes.
High school sweetheart?
Yes.
And how many children did you have?
5.
5? Always been?
Yes.
And when did you get remarried?
84.
84?
So that's 29 years ago in April.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. That's longer than Mom and Dad have been married. What are some of the biggest advancements in technology that you kind of experienced in your lifetime? Like you said, you didn't have computers when you were growing up.
Yeah, that's right. Computers, help me.
The tapes?
Yeah, for the movies.
Movie tapes, yeah.
The movie tapes, VHS. We didn't have those. We didn't. The 8-track tapes. Do you know what those are?
Are they like the...
They were big and they looked like a VHS tape, but you put them into a player and they played music.
Oh, the kind of half-sized ones?
Yeah.
Kind of like beta tapes, but bigger?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So the record was kind of the big thing at that time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was records. When they would change the records in the jukebox, we could buy them for $0.25.
Oh, really? And, so like, what about like appliances and stuff? Where there were still like washing machines and dishes?
There was
dishwashers and stuff. No? No? That's all new stuff?
Pretty much. There was wringer washers.
Yeah.
And, the very rich people would have a washer and a dryer. But we never did.
It was all like
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Have you like adopted a lot of technology? I know you have your phones and you can use
My phones and my computer
Yeah.
and I feel illiterate when it comes to a lot of. I've never tweeted.
But you're still much farther ahead than a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the people where I live don't have computers. Most of them don't.
Mm.
It's like, oh, you have a computer? Yes.
Yeah.
It's our one vice, I guess.
Computer
But it's really not a vice. It's a... It seems like Peter and I are on it all day long and we don't really do anything. It's like, oh, check my mail, I gotta go on Facebook. Only because I like to see what everybody's doing.
Yeah, well that's the nice thing about Facebook.
Yeah.
It's easier to keep in touch that way.
Yeah. But I've never Twittered. I don't even...
But you use email and
I use, yeah.
and
maybe, say even 25 years ago, if anybody said I was going to have a computer, I would have told them they were crazy.
Really?
I remember when computers first come out, they had to be completely dust-free.
What do you mean by dust-free?
You have to be in a room where they didn't get any dust on them.
Oh, okay.
Like IBM would have them, and they would have them in these rooms, and
oh, wow.
that was some of the very first ones.
Oh, yeah. So
they've come a long way.
Yeah, more easily accessible for a lot of people, which is great.
Yeah. Our first TV was a little...
where it's as fat as it is long.
Yeah, it's long and this wide, but it was just this little black and white thing.
Uh-huh.
And there was only channel 3, 5, and 8. That was it.
What were like your favorite programs and stuff?
There were shows like I Love Lucy.
Oh, I think some of that, yeah.
And Our Miss Brooks and Father Knows Best. And they played these shows, and they had a lot of game shows. Name That Tune, and What's My Line, and $64 million question, and
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, and they played these shows all day. They didn't just show them at night.
Oh yeah. But they still had like news channel and stuff.
No, they had the news, but they didn't have a news channel.
Oh yeah.
Just those 3 channels.
Oh wow.
They had 4 soap operas, and they were on from 12 to 1, 15 minutes each.
My dad told me that like when he was young, it was like you knew when TV shows were on because like that's when they showed, and then if you missed them, like you wouldn't see them for like maybe a year or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like they knew when the Wilsons were on, Thursdays, 8 o'clock.
Okay, right.
And did you see like a lot of Christmas specials and stuff? Were those on during the?
Christmas specials would be like music, like Frank Sinatra and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Ed Sullivan. I know you don't know what that was. An hour show, a variety show. It was on Sunday nights, and that's where Elvis Presley was discovered.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Not really discovered, but that's the first place he played on TV.
For like a big audience.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And he was not liked by a lot of the people because of the way he moved around. He was the first singer to move his body when he sang.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So he was like the first like performance.
Yeah, all the before singers just in there singing with a microphone and move their hand. But he, would dance around.
Like, dance.
Yeah.
Kind of like first Michael Jackson or something.
Yeah, and he got right into it, and a lot of people didn't like him. They thought he was disgusting.
Oh, really? Like improper and stuff?
Yes.
So were there like school dances and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
but it was with records.
Yeah. Instead of people just gallivanting on stage.
That's right. It was all records.
So no like live music or anything. Were there music classes at school? Like
there was band and there was chorus and that was it.
Yeah. No like jazz band and stuff.
No. Very limited.
Did you follow the Brown versus Board of Education stories and stuff? Did you kind of like see how that unfolded a bit?
No. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. That's what I'm asking.
No.
Yeah. Was it Was there a lot of tension in Vermont during like the civil rights movement, or was it pretty leaned in one way?
It was pretty quiet because there weren't any I don't want to use the wrong word, blacks
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. There weren't a lot of just African Americans here.
There was none.
Yeah.
I don't remember any when I was growing up.
So it was kind of just like an abstract thing, just because like you didn't see them, you didn't.
Yeah, so it was something that we didn't really talk about because we didn't see them, and we weren't interested in sitting down watching the news.
Yeah.
So we didn't.
It wasn't as common.
No.
I heard there was a Ku Klux Klan rally at one point here. Did you hear about that? I don't know much about it.
When was that?
It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
It was a while back.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Like cross burning and stuff.
Yeah, I can't really tell you too much about it, but I had an old trunk that belonged to my father, and in the bottom of that trunk there was a Ku Klux Klan coin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had a coin. They carried it.
Was it kind of like a badge, or was it?
No, it looked like a silver coin. It was the size of a silver dollar.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have any idea what happened to it.
That's pretty interesting, though. I didn't know that they had it.
I didn't know what it was when I found it, and I asked and found out that that's what it was.
That's really interesting.
No idea where he got it or anything.
Yeah. It was probably just like a collectible or something.
It could have been.
Yeah. That's really interesting. So there has been the Cold War, the Vietnam War, World War II. Those were a lot of wars.
I didn't live through World War II, though.
Was that?
In 45, right? Or 44, 45 it ended.
And so you were at the tail end of the Great Depression, too.
Yes.
Right when stuff
But I can remember my mother talking about it and things being rationed.
Yeah, rationed.
Gas, yes. Gas, sugar.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it was just expensive or hard to come by.
They didn't have it because of the war, and they had stamps. And if you went to get gas, you had to use this. I don't know how much a stamp was worth. Maybe a gallon of gas. So if you wanted 5 gallons, you had to have 5 stamps plus the money. If you didn't have the stamps, you couldn't get it.
Oh, so the stamps weren't like a replacement for money. It's like this is how much you're entitled to.
This is your allotment for the month.
Did people buy and trade those and stuff?
I don't know, because I just know, her telling me and showing me some that she had left.
Oh, that's cool.
But I don't have them now. If I did, I'd give them to you. It would be cool to have those.
Yes.
And I can tell you a story about your grandfather, Stridsberg.
Oh, really?
He would be your great-grandfather.
Yeah.
He lived in Randolph. And your dad would remember Fred Rogers. They were best friends. And Fred had been a Marine and the government came. This sounds far-fetched, but it's true.
Yes.
The government came and asked or contacted him. And there was this Russian in Randolph. So they asked him to watch him, to spy on him.
Oh,
so Fred asked your grandfather to help him. So they did. They watched him, they spied on him, and they followed him. And he was going up on top of some hill or mountain in Randolph, and he had a radio that he was sending messages back to Russia.
Really?
And he was a Russian spy.
Oh,
and
wow.
Government, whatever, came and arrested him because of them.
Oh, wow. Oh, man. That's really cool. Yeah. So, do you know, how old they were when...
How old they were when
Yeah. About, maybe?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Probably I want to say that's your grandfather, your dad's dad, was probably like 5 or 6. So, I'm thinking that they were little at the time.
Yeah. Wow. You wouldn't think they'd style in a place like Vermont.
You wouldn't think that, no.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think they'd be I can wait a minute, they must have been old. I can remember seeing that man on the street.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So you saw him around?
Saw him walking around. He was always alone. He was always dressed in black.
Oh, that's creepy.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least they knew who to look for, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did he ever go to fight in the war after? Since he was a Marine, or?
He was it wasn't your grandfather, it was his friend.
Yeah.
But he was at the flag raising on Hiroshima.
Hiroshima?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's pretty amazing.
Yep.
Were there, like, drafts and stuff, or did you know people who were
Yes, and
in the draft?
that's what really affected me the most with, like the Vietnam War, because it was so scary that your friends were being drafted.
Yeah. So you knew people, like, at school who...
Yeah, because they had the draft, and it was like,
But
it's plain scary.
So, like, no one in your family, though?
No.
No. Good. Was there a lot of, like, patriotism during these wars and stuff? Or were people like, oh, yeah, or were they more, like, angry? Because these days people are just like, Iraq, Afghanistan, this is stupid, this is pointless.
They're sick of it.
Yeah, they're sick of it. But, like, was there more of a feeling of this is the right thing, or?
There was a feeling that Vietnam never should have happened. And there was a lot of protesting and rallies that it shouldn't be, and they shouldn't be fighting there, and there was a lot of that.
More like pointless war kind
Yes.
of stuff, yeah. People don't like war. Was there ever, any kind of rallies, like on the State House? They do a lot of rallies these days.
Not that I remember.
Yeah.
Just one little tidbit.
Oh, yeah?
You like, if you want to.
I like tidbits.
My father was in the Spanish-American War.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Do you, like, when was this?
That was in the 1800s. The late
Really?
1800s.
Oh, wow. Wow. So that was,
That's not a war
country, or?
that a lot of people know that much, it's not one of the main wars like World War II or something.
Yeah, or like Civil War.
Yeah.
But it definitely happened.
Yeah.
Huh. Do you know, like what position he had, like what rank or anything?
He was a wagoneer. He drove. He was here. He never went to Spain where I don't know where they did the fighting, but anyway, he had a wagon and a team of horses, and I have a picture of him at home on his wagon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So it's like a supply wagon
Yeah.
thing? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what they had. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. That's really interesting.
Yeah, I have that picture.
Yeah.
I can share some of this stuff with you.
Yeah, that'd be wonderful.
Yeah. The picture of him in his uniform and the wagon and.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Do you know when your family kind of like came to Vermont and like settled here? Or?
You mean like my ancestors?
Yeah. Like, did your parents move to Vermont?
No.
Or before them?
Before them.
Yeah. So, been here a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, my father was born in Brookfield, my mother was born in Royalton.
Oh, yeah. I hear that, like, my great-great-grandparents on my mom's side came from, like, England, where Robert Cooper comes from, and then Stridsberg comes from Sweden.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was, like, my great-great-great-grandparents? Or my great-great-grandparents?
It's hard when you get back there.
Yeah.
My grandparents on from my father's side, so it would be my grandfather came from England and my grandmother came from Scotland.
Oh.
And they came to Brookfield. Or maybe they came to, I don't know. But anyway, that was their nationality anyway.
Yeah. Is there, was there a lot of, like, different groups of people when you were growing up? Or was it, like, you know, the Roman Catholics and then the Scottish and, you know, just, or was it kind of just interlocking mix of people?
Catholics didn't mix well with Protestants when I was a child.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So
Catholics would make dirty remarks to, I wasn't a Catholic, so they would make dirty remarks and say, oh, Catholics is the only holy religion, all the rest of them are full of holes, and make remarks like that.
So you went to church, like, every Sunday and stuff? Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you, Christian, Protestant?
I went to the Congregational Church in Northfield, and then when we moved around up, I went to the Bethany Church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was your family, really religious, or?
No, not really.
But they liked going to church and stuff?
No.
No?
I went.
You went?
Yep.
Confused.
I went. We always went to church every single Sunday. And one Sunday morning, we're all dressed, ready to go to church. And they, I think it was, I was 6, I think, so sheriff came to the door, gave my parents an eviction notice that we needed to move from the apartment we were in. And my father was so mad, he never went to church again. Go change your clothes, he had quite a temper.
Oh my goodness.
He had quite a temper, so, and he never went again. But I wanted to go, and I went. My mother, you know, I think she would have definitely gone.
Was there, like, was church kind of more of like a community thing than it is now?
You mean more people go?
Yeah, were there, like, you know, church picnics and...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like lawn sales and things like that, so it was more of a...
Yeah.
Because I don't know many people who go to church anymore these days.
I know Vermont is one of the lowest states for churchgoers, however you want to word it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I guess it comes with not having a lot of people because we're like the least racially diverse, the least churchgoers. There's not a lot of diversity here. Sorry, I've been kind of skipping around. So
No, that's quite all right. I hope I'm giving you what you need.
Yeah, absolutely. How have you seen values change over time? Like, how do you, like, perceive family life now compared to then? Do you think families are closer or farther apart, or like you're like astonished by how kids actually behave?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
And when I was younger and growing up, mothers did not work out of the house.
Oh, really?
They stayed home and they did the housework, and they were mothers, and there were no babysitters. I never went to a babysitter but once in my whole childhood, and that was because my mother went to my grandmother's funeral. It was the only time I was ever left with a babysitter.
So it was,
but families were more family oriented.
Yeah. So it was still mostly men in the workforce.
Men worked, and women stayed home and did all the cooking and cleaning and washing and ironing. Stuff was harder then.
Yeah.
You know.
It was actually work. Like, you have to work instead of...
That's right. If you washed the clothes and hung them out, you had to iron them. There was no permanent press material. Things were wrinkled, and so on top of everything else, you had to iron. So there was a lot more work.
Yeah. Full-time job.
It was.
Did you ever have like an occupation or anything? Like, did you ever work at all, or did you mostly stay at home?
I worked.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Were you a teacher, or?
I worked at for home health.
Oh, yeah?
For a long time. I don't even remember how many years. I had my LNA license, and I worked for them for years, and then it just got to me because I couldn't take losing all these people who get attached to them, and then they would, and it was like, everybody else was like, it's just another fly off the watermelon, but I couldn't be that way.
Yeah.
So then I went to working in schools as a parent.
Oh, kind of like what Mom did.
Yeah. I did that until I retired.
Yeah. Do you know what schools you worked at?
Oh, yeah. I worked at Washington Village School, and I worked at Berry City and Spalding and Williamstown.
Did you like the kids there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Do you like that job a lot more?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. And so, was it hard to like work, to have both parents working while you had kids and everything, or were they kind of more grown up?
Kids were grown up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got married and you had your children, and then they were kind of like in high school and stuff, and then you started working.
Yeah. Well, they were in school.
Yeah. Did any of your kids pursue higher education at all? Or did you, or your
father?
My dad, yeah.
Your dad did.
My daddy.
He's the only one that went to college.
Yeah. College is a tricky subject, because it's like, it's a lot more accessible now, but it's a lot more expensive too.
And I think it's overrated sometimes. Some of them are. It's so expensive. A child goes to college to better themselves and get a better job. But then when they get out of college, they're going to spend 20 years paying back these loans.
You could buy a nice house with the money they spend on college.
I know.
Yeah.
It's
$200,000.
They need to lower the price of college, or.
Do you know, were colleges open to women when you were younger?
Yes.
Yeah. So
But you didn't go to college unless you were going to be a teacher or a nurse, or you didn't just go.
Oh, really? So it wasn't like an expected. You
No.
graduated from high school, you're going to go to college now.
That's right.
Yeah.
You went if you were going to be something.
Like specialized.
Yes.
Yeah. Because if you didn't, then high school education was like.
That was great.
Yeah.
Wow.
So were there a lot of kids who dropped out, or?
Not really.
No.
A few, but not many.
Do you think a lot of more kids drop out these days than they used to?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I don't think kids had the supervision that we had because mothers were home and they were watching. Now, with both parents working, a lot of kids come home to being for themselves.
Yeah. It's kind of funny that, these days we have all these programs and stuff to keep them in school, and it's still just like, stay at home.
So it's easier to stay home.
Mm-hmm.
Parents don't have time to make them go. I gotta go to work, so you get up and go, and if they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. There's not the family values.
Do you think marriage has changed a lot too? But I think these days it's like 50% of people who are married end up getting divorced and stuff. Like,
yeah, I do. I think they make it too easy to get a divorce. If you have a problem, you should try to work it out.
Yeah. Was it easier to kind of keep a relationship during that time? So it wasn't as necessarily as, oh, you can never get a divorce. It was just more like it was just easier to kind of work it out with each other.
Yeah. That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
If you got a problem, you should try to work it out. If it's serious and you can, okay, but it's just too easy. Now you can go to the courthouse, you give them $25 and set a date and do your own divorce. You don't need an attorney or anything.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And you know, you fill out the paperwork and it's just too easy.
What do you think are some, like, problems with the newer generation? Are you kind of afraid of their takeover?
No.
Well, I hear a lot of people that are just like, no attention spans, no work ethic, you know. Do you think there's some truth in that?
Maybe for some, but you can't classify everybody under 2 or 3 lazy kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, there'll always be the ones that are not wanting to do anything but kind of just hang out.
Less dedicated.
Yeah.
How did you feel when Barack Obama became president? I mean, even if you did or did not vote for him, like, that's irrelevant. I mean, like, were you surprised that after everything our country had been through, that we had an African American president?
Yeah, I was surprised. Yeah.
Yeah. But you weren't, like, it wasn't shocking really or anything?
No.
It was kind of,
I think it was, I think it's the thing where there was no happy medium. Either people liked him or they didn't. And I think it's still that way.
But he managed to get a second term, so people must be.
Yeah. They didn't like who his running mate was.
And we had our first woman Secretary of Defense. That would have been like unheard of when you were growing up.
Oh yes. It was unheard of for women to have any of those kind of jobs.
Yeah.
So I sometimes like, even with that woman that's driving a race car, it's like, she doesn't belong there, she's a woman. That's women didn't do those things. Women work construction now. That was unheard of. Horrors. You would never see a woman. Maybe you see a woman, a nurse or a teacher or a telephone operator or maybe working in a store.
And those are like this respectable women.
Yeah. Yes.
Was it kind of just like women didn't do those things like by society, or were you kind of like, oh, why would I ever want to do a job like that? You know,
It was
lady.
It's society.
Society.
Yeah, you just didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
You were expected to stay home and take care of your family.
So it wasn't as much of a pride thing as much of a society. It was just
No. That does not happen.
Yeah, that's not how it works. Do you like to do things like cooking and crafting and stuff? You just
Oh yeah.
fun, you know?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I have to have my crafty things to do. If I don't, I'm sitting there thinking, what am I going to do? Yes.
Was there were things like horse racing and stuff more popular? Because we had like Saratoga and everything, but these days football and stuff is more popular. And were sports very popular at all?
Basketball.
Basketball was?
And soccer. It was basketball and soccer and softball. There was no football, or in Randolph there wasn't.
Was there like women teams or all boys? Were you ever jealous?
No.
Not at all.
No. We were was a soccer cheerleader.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
That was really fun.
That was fun.
I'm guessing it wasn't the kind of, like, splits and back.
No, you're just using
What kind of stuff was common to wear? Was it a lot of, like, jeans and sneakers, or was it a lot of skirts and poodle skirts and stuff?
That's right.
Yeah?
Poodle skirts and saddle shoes and when I was in high school, skirts, sweaters. For a while it was all the fad to wear your father's shirt.
Oh, really?
Yes. And cardigans buttoned up on backwards so they were buttoned up the back. Yeah. They never wore jeans or pants, slacks to school.
Was that kind of like the boys' thing?
Yeah. It's all skirts, dresses.
When did that kind of start to change a lot?
I was out of school, so.
Yeah.
I never even owned a pair of jeans until I was out of school. My mother was very old-fashioned, and women wore skirts and dresses, and that was it.
But later, when you were like working in schools and stuff, and you pants and everything, it was fine.
Oh yeah.
Did you know that in France, up until recently, it was illegal for women to wear pants?
No.
They just passed a law where, like, before women had to have permits to wear pants. So policemen could stop them and be like, "You're wearing pants, I can fine you." Kind of like a ticket for your car. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
They actually just passed a gay rights law enabling gays to be married before they passed the women's law for them to wear pants. Can you believe that?
No.
I mean, like, it wasn't really followed anymore, but it was still like an on-the-book law.
Oh, it's like a blue law, like you have to take a bath on Saturday night. There's a lot of those.
Yeah.
They call them the blue laws because they're still on the books, but they don't enforce them. But there was a law you had to take a bath every Saturday night.
Really?
Yes, really.
Oh, wow. Did you guys actually do that?
Probably, yes, because you got up and went to church on Sunday, so you had to take a bath.
So you had your bath on Saturday night. Went to church.
Had your weekly bath. People didn't take baths and showers like they do now.
Oh, really? There wasn't like daily cleanliness?
No, and there wasn't showers. Showers weren't that prominent either.
That's another newer kind of thing.
Yeah. I never had a shower in any house that I lived in as a child.
Pour water into the tub and stuff, or can you just
turn on the faucet?
Turn on the faucet. That's something at least.
Yeah, that's right.
With stove, that won't be fun.
It's a lot of work, a wood stove.
Yeah. I just had a question. I see it. Here's a good one. Did you guys have a car when you were growing up?
Yes. We got a car when my father bought a car. I was probably 6 or 7. My mother had never drove a car in her life. You didn't have to have a permit.
Oh, really?
No, you could just have somebody with you that had a license. We went and bought a car, put her behind the wheel. She learned to drive cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know how many times you've moved?
No.
No?
You're an idiot.
It's been a lot of times.
No, I don't know.
But it's always kind of been like the same kind of area. Have you ever lived outside of Vermont at all?
We lived in New Hampshire, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. let's see, your father was in the second grade, I think. No. Vince was in kindergarten. So, that make your dad, I don't know, in fourth grade? Fifth grade?
So they were pretty young still.
Yeah. We only lived there for a year.
Did you not like it very much?
No, I didn't like it. I guess I'm a Vermonter true and true, because it was like even just living in New Hampshire was like living in another country.
Really?
To me it was.
Yeah. Well, I guess there's a lot of geographical difference and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Have you taken a lot of trips to other places? Or?
No.
Haven't traveled a lot?
Went to Michigan.
Oh, yeah?
That's it.
Was it nice there?
Yeah. It's very flat. Went to Pennsylvania to see Sarah in college.
Yeah.
Yeah. Haven't really traveled a whole lot. One of my half-brothers lived in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. We went down there.
What do you like to do now for fun stuff compared to like when you were younger? Do you think there's like more to do, like more clubs and things like that to join, and
Oh yeah, there's
more board games to play, more TV shows to watch?
Yeah, that's right. More TV, more games. Senior center. And it's more. It seems like there's more Christian concerts to go to that are free. I don't ever remember anything like that when I was growing up, and I don't. They had the Grange was quite popular. Women belonged to the Grange.
Was that like
That was like being in 4-H.
Oh, okay.
Except it was women.
Women's 4-H.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Thinking face. That's okay. What did you guys like to eat? Like, you ate home a lot. There wasn't.
Oh, I never ate out.
Yeah.
Never.
Really? Yeah. Did you have any like favorite meals or anything?
Yeah, I had like we were poor, so we had one big, really nice meal, like a roast chicken or a pot roast on Sunday, but one of my favorite meals was fried fish and mashed potatoes and Johnny cake.
Johnny cake is like cornbread?
Yes, we always called it Johnny cake, but it's like cornbread.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites.
Did you have any dishes that like we might consider unusual today? Like I hear about like cow tongue and stuff. But
Tripe.
What's that?
That's cow's stomach.
Oh, did you ever eat that?
No, but my mother did.
Yeah.
She loved it. She'd buy it, slice it into pieces because it was flat, and fry it. You know what I mean? Oysters. She loved oysters. I didn't.
What was the countryside kind of like? Because at one point Vermont was clear cut a lot for sheep pasture, and then the trees started to come back and stuff. What did it look like for you? Was there a lot of open pasture and stuff, or was it kind of similar to now? Or I bet the trees look smaller because all the trees are really new, so they're still pretty small compared to big trees. We actually have sheep fencing up and on.
Oh.
Yeah, they're like
you're a lover.
trees. Hey, Heidi. I'll just take this up.
Yeah, I wonder why. Oh, right, we should stop it.
Did you ever have any pets?
Cats.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I had cats. I had several cats.
I hear that pets weren't always like, you know, the family animals are, and that kind of like dog food brands and stuff are like, love your pet.
Yeah.
They are your best friend. And so now they're like more of a family animal and stuff.
You're right.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, I think we're all good. Okay. Thank you so much.
Oh, I hope I did. I did you what you needed.
Absolutely.